I don't know how often you have moved in your life, picked up and left neighborhood where you grew up, moved on. I meant to count but forgot, because it's been a long time since, as Father Shea said, I grew up in Astoria, Queens. It's been a long time since I've been there. So I've moved and I've left. I've left people and I've left places. And moving and leaving hurts, especially leaving the people who have come to mean a lot to you in your life. One of the things that we try to do when we're moving and leaving, especially with those who are particularly close to us, is we want to leave them something, some relic, if you will, some gift that's going to remind them of what we shared together. It might be a photograph that the two of you get, you and your best friend, and you get it, you get two copies, you have one, they have the other, so that when they're looking at it, they remember what you shared. It might be that you go and you find a sweater or something that you really loved, but you give it to your friend so they have something to remember you by. Every time they put that sweater on, every time they look at that sweater, it's going to be a reminder of your presence in their life and what that meant. The gifts that we give, they are simply symbols of what we shared together. We cannot give the gift of ourself, just the memory of that self. And we share that because of what that relationship meant. The subject for today's sermon is the Last Supper. And among the many things that we can say about the Last Supper, which is perhaps all summed up in the notion of last, is that this is a goodbye party. Yes, it is a Seder. Yes, it is the Passover. All of that is true, but it is also the time, the night when Jesus is taking leave of his closest friends. And he gathers them into a room to give them a goodbye gift. And that goodbye gift, the gift, if you will, that keeps on giving, is what we are here to do today. To remember, to repeat the words that Jesus said when he took bread and wine and said, "This is my body. This is my blood," and asked us to receive this gift. He gave it to them, and it has continued to be passed down as a gift that he gives to us. But the beauty of this gift and the great mystery of this gift is that it's not like the picture, the relative, the relic, or whatever might have been the gift that we give, which simply symbolizes our presence in their life. The gift of the Eucharist is a real present which contains the real presence of the Lord. He gives us the gift of himself. He gives it to Peter and James and John and the others that night in Jerusalem, and he continues to give the gift of the present, which is his presence, to us today. And every time that we come together to celebrate the Eucharist, to remember Calvary, to remember the Last Supper, it is the presence of the Lord that is given to us. And so we receive that presence. And then that presence is within us, becomes part of us. And as with all gifts that come to us from God, this present, which is his presence in us, is a gift that is to be given to others. And so when we come together to remember and hear the word of the Lord, to receive the gift of the Eucharist, which is his body and his blood, we remember it as we receive it, with the idea that we will now go and give that present, his presence, to others by following his word, by following his teaching, by being people who serve one another, by being people who offer mercy, by being people who live the message of God's love and share that with others. Then the presence, which is the present, which is the presence of the Lord, we receive. And everything that we do in being here and receiving the Eucharist, and everything that we do leaving here and taking that presence with us, is how we do this in memory of him.